show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
Hello, everybody.
5,
I'm your host, Eric Bird. Let's stop struggling now.com. And tonight is SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. And what are we going to talk about? Stock market investing chaos. Profits are to be made with the yo-yo effect. Tariffs? All of a sudden, the stock market goes down. What does that tell you? Then when we're going to hold off for 30 days, stock market starts rising. You tell me, what does that tell you? If tariffs come, that means bad. If there's no tariffs, the market loves it. Now we get on with the playing of making money. And once again, thank you so much for being here and welcome. Stop struggling now gear. Check. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank you so much for being here. Please share the videos. You know why? Because the YouTube gods, they block us, ladies and gentlemen. You never know what's going to happen. It's not only YouTube gods, it's the social media gods. Why? Because there's a lot of things that I've talked about over the 5 or 6 years that could have helped a lot of you. That being getting diversified with your financials. That means buying property outside of the United States, having bank accounts outside of the United States, outside of their jurisdiction, making sure that you can get somewhere if your passports are turned off. You might be one of those people that put an X in their passport that has now been turned off because they want you to pick a gender. How crazy is that? How little scrumptious is it that they decide to nitpick about whether a person wants to declare themselves an X versus a male or female? Can you imagine if it was something a little more serious? That to me is not serious when we're talking about less than 10% of the population. Actually, less than 5% of the population. How about less than 3% of the population? How about 1% of the population they're worried about putting an X on their name? And they're doing that, restricting your passport. Imagine if it was something where 20 or 30 or 50 or 60 million people had something to do with. That's what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Matrix reboot. You're not going to be in the Matrix if you're here. So just make sure you smash that like button. Give it a 1 piece. Make sure you share the video. Now, there's a couple of things that I have to do tonight because I actually did something that I had family matters to deal with. My brother funeral, memorial was on February 1st, just 2 days ago. And I got a disturbing call from another family member before this live stream, so I wasn't able to set everything up. So what I'm going to do is figure out something because I don't have anything that I can put in here for long term. But you guys saw the trailer. Let me know if you saw the trailer. I'm going to have to go out of here for a minute and I'll be right back. But this is only going to play for about 47 seconds. Not long enough for me to do what I'm going to do. But I just want you guys to know when this screen comes back up, you'll just see the background. And I won't be on here at all. So what you'll see is just a blank screen for probably about 30 seconds after this plays. But just giving you guys that information so when I do this, you'll understand why I'm not back on the screen. But I will be back. All right? So if this takes me longer than about a minute, just know I'll be back in a minute and a half. All right? It's that simple. Now, let's get into it, shall we? Check. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I couldn't get it worked out. So, all those on Instagram, you can't join us tonight, unfortunately. But everybody else, wherever you are, make sure you follow, hit the heart button, hit the like button, hit the whatever button that you can find to show some love. And if you're here on YouTube, just make sure that you share the videos. I want to give a shout out. First of all, the weather's getting a little bit nicer. Make sure you go show some love with our own Professor Auntie Val. What do I mean? She has Beachfront Java, her business, her family's business. Beachfront Java, you know it means coffee. It means premium blend coffee. It means fresh coffee from the best locations from around the world, and it's whole bean, fine ground, drip ground, and Keurig. And half-pound bags up to 5-pound bags, free shipping in the United States. You don't even need a promo code for that. But if you want a discount for life after your first order, you need a promo code. SSN Lifestyle. All caps, all one word. And you go over there, show some love, make a small order, a little donation nonetheless is what I'll call it as well. But you're going to get some premium coffee from some of the best places on the planet. Central America, South America, Africa, Indonesia. Right what you need. And again, you won't escape. If you like tea as well, go check out the tea blends. That's right, coffee blends. There's over 20 different varieties, so there's something for everybody. And tea as well, and even some merch now. Just like us, we have to have merch. You go to stopstrugglingnow.com to get some merch. So go to Beachfront Java. Now, I don't know if anybody can be in the chat room tonight. There may be a little issue, but I hope so that you guys can get in. That would be greatly appreciated. That'd be awesome. So once again, thank everybody for being here tonight. Now, let's get down with it, shall we? Because we have to go look here. Look at this turnaround today. All of a sudden, the futures of the stock market is a little up. It was down 300 to 350 points today on the Dow Jones Industrial Average. And then it goes back to even, and all it took was Trump pauses tariffs on Canada imports for 30 days after doing the same for Mexico. Did we not tell you tariffs are bad for American citizens? The fact that this has occurred is because Trump got the word from our allies and enemies. If you're going to do tariffs against us, we're going to do tariffs against you. That means the stock market was like, oh my God, we can't sell outside of the U.S. And it wasn't just our partners here. It's our partners in the Eurozone. It's our partners in the Asian markets. All of everybody was ready to say, you know what, here's a big finger. And do you know in Canada, when they play, because we have American sports up there, when they're playing the national anthem for the USA, our Canadian allied friends who are now turning on us because of what the clown prince is doing, they started booing when the American national anthem is played. That is not good when you have a whole country saying, we don't want to have nothing to do with you guys anymore. That is bad. That is very, very bad sign. And if you start getting this going around the world, all of a sudden you have allies becoming friends to be against the United States, which is going to hurt the one thing that America has and the one thing they have before they have a declining empire. The most amount of money in stock market, the most amount of wealth of any country in the world. Everybody's waiting for the comeuppance of the United States, the bully on the block. So therefore, you guys got to be very careful out here. This is what I've been here for 5.5 years for, trying to get you guys prepared for the time that the declining empire goes away and you don't have any way to deal with whatever comes next. But some of you, congratulations, you listened. You got your offshore properties. You got your offshore business. You got your offshore bank accounts. You got more than 90% to 99% of the population in case SHIT hits the fan. So I got to commend a lot of you. A lot of you have your business worldwide because don't get it twisted. The internet for now is open, but how open is it? Because if you can't sell using other platforms, they're restricted like they do in China. You can't get access to other markets. That turns out to be a problem. And that's another thing that you're going to have to deal with and contend with. But of course, we talk VPNs. I'm not going to tell you a VPN company, but VPNs. That's what you're going to have to need on the standby, but those are easily and readily available. Now, let's see what else is happening because we have this rebound today, and it's because the Clown Prince and his crew said, you know what, man, we can't have this meltdown because I'm sure his billionaire friends, his hedge fund friends, they called up and said, dude, will you stop this, please? Pause. I like it. So now you get to see the effects firsthand. Nobody can deny it. I just had a family member here this weekend denying that tariffs are bad for American citizens. You easily could see it's bad. So therefore, there's nothing more to say at this point other than make sure you are buying assets. And you know what I mean by the stock market is in chaos. Some of you should have been buying on Friday. Some of you should have been buying early morning when the stock market was down, like we've been talking about for the last month. We've been saying when the stock market goes down, you're supposed to buy. And some of you would have been buying at the day's all-time low, and then you would have in one day had an upshot of maybe 10 to 15 to 20% back. Just like that, because you were in the market. You weren't sitting on the sidelines taking your money out like a lot of people did on Friday and Thursday of last week. You were sitting here in position. And like we told you on Wednesday and Friday, buy, buy, buy. And if some of you heeded, you would have been buying this morning when it was dropping like a rock until pause showed up from the Clown Prince organization. All right. So good news for the home team. Byzantine Red. Very nice to see you. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. And Happy New Year, because I don't believe I've seen you this year thus far, but very, very happy. Trump is helping me win. Byzantine Red, you're going to have to explain yourself. What do you mean win? If you're in the stock market, you should be winning, especially if you're buying on these dips that keep occurring due to the Clown Prince. That is going to help all traders. If you're in trading, you're going to win. If you're in the stock market, you're going to win because you have purchased at the right time. But don't forget, here's one of the problems. Pause. He said pause. He didn't say never. Pause only means the markets will only do so much. They're waiting. Now they're put in a 30-day wait period to see if there's going to be something happening. Unfortunately, though, other countries have instituted tariffs against the United States. Mexico and Canada weren't the only countries. He was messing around with that 10% with China. So China said, we're putting retaliatory. I don't know about a pause on China. So that means prices from China are going to cost 10% more to 20% more. So that's going to have an effect. Prices already went up in stores. That's going to have an effect. That's why the stock market is rocking and rolling like this. Some people are winning. Maybe Byzantine Red is in part of that options trading. Maybe he's in that. Or maybe he just bought Palantir. That gained like 20% in today. Today, 20%. So you never know what somebody's investing in. But like Byzantine Red, he's paying attention to whatever he's putting his money into. So therefore, he's been ready. And if you'd have been listening last week, you would have been ready because we were prepping for this because we know the chaos is coming. We know drops are going to happen of 1% drop and another 1%. Then all of a sudden a 1% of positive, which means if you buy again at the low price, you win. But that's why you got to stay in the markets. And if you haven't downloaded Robinhood and Webull yet to receive your free shares of stock, please do so. Down below in the description box, if you're on YouTube, that's where you can get it. Please go get it. Go do it. Let's go see here now. We have our own post-retirement travel is not in the house, but he started his worldwide tour with South America February 1st. So I was hoping to see how he has done and made sure he was safe down in South America. But maybe he has internet problems, or maybe he's having fun in South America. So nobody can blame him, right? Nobody can blame him. So he can always come back here anytime. And I'm pretty sure he's down there doing the salsa dance, drinking the margaritas, the Mai Tais, whatever. He's having fun. So the last thing he needs to be is on a live stream on a Monday. And so hopefully you guys go over to Post-Retirement Travel. He has a new channel on Instagram and YouTube. He's part of the SSN Nation. You know I love to give a shout out for the SSN Nation members. It's got to be awesome, right? So go show some love. Post-Retirement Travel. He'll be posting up some travel information. A lot of people don't go to South America. Only a few. Because some people would say it's dangerous. Some people don't feel comfortable. But if I spoke Spanish fluently, I would feel comfortable. I wouldn't have a problem. So therefore, he speaks Spanish fluently. His wife does. So they won't have a problem. All right. So there we go. And Byzantine Red giving Trump some love. Okay. Everybody doesn't hate the man. We got some people that do love the guy, like the guy. But I have my own reasons because I have friends that have been affected by this guy, and not in a good way. All right. And I've known his lawyers as well, who have been affected and not in a good way. And not the ones that you guys know now, but other people from 15 to 20 years back that were giving out stories. So there's a lot of stuff that people, the American citizens, do not know. A lot. So with that said, what else can we get into? Because after the chaos, you know there's profits to be made. Some of you may be sitting on the sidelines going, hey, Eric, I got the YieldMax ETFs. They dropped. Well, did you buy some more today after they took a 10% hit or a 5% hit? Did you buy at this low price? When a price shock happens to the stock market, that means there's more option trading. YieldMax ETFs makes its money on option trading fees. So the more option trading there is for the particular stock, MicroStrategy, Palantir, Nvidia, and all those, then that means they can give you more in dividends. So you like a volatile market with YieldMax ETFs. So go over there, show some love, and get some YieldMax ETFs while they're dropping. You can do a lot of things, ladies and gentlemen, with a market that goes up and down in 400 points up, 100 points down, 400 points down, plus 150 points. These are the things that you only dream of if you're a stock market aficionado. You can take full advantage. So that's why you can never go to sleep and just think, okay, I'll just put my money in a 401k. A lot of people's 401ks early today dropped significantly. But at the end of the day, it might have only barely dropped because it came back up. But over the last 5 days, it's dropped significantly. So that's what you have to think about. Have you been able to put more money into your 401k? Because sometimes you can't voluntarily just add more money and buy some more shares of whatever. So that's what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to have to be very, very flexible over the next 1 year and 11 months. All right? Think about it. Do not go to sleep. Get your Robinhood and Webull. Links are down below. Whatever app you use, make sure you have notifications because there's going to be news for the next 2 years, especially this year in 2025. There's going to be news damn near every day. All right? These guys are quick. They're quick on implementing everything that Project 2025 has to do. They're making sure it goes down. So just make sure that you're in play. You have everything ready. All right? So hopefully that helps out. I can only implore you to do this. Now, let me get some more lighting in here because I have my books over my shoulder. I'm giving a special shout out for a few days. My brother passed, as everybody knows, February 1st. We had that memorial for him, funeral, and therefore Star Cruiser Falcon is his book 1 and book 2. You can get free on Kindle. I think it's Kindle, right? Kindle on Amazon. Digital format. They have a free version. Then for just $2 or $3 or $4, you can also get a version that you can digitally download. And then if you want to buy the books, well, you got to search around. The books are available, but they're over my shoulder right here. Star Cruiser Falcon 1 is in the front. Star Cruiser Falcon 2 Degeneration. And like I say, that's intellectual property for the family as well. So that way we have to go to you know where. Go see attorneys. Make sure you have the intellectual properties and the rights and all that transferred into a particular trust to make sure that everything's fine in case somebody wants to take it up and write a number 3 or make a movie or a mini series or whatever else they want to do. You got to make sure because there's a lot of places that need stories. And oh, by the way, you guys are going to have stories on Friday nights. And not only Friday nights, but story night is Friday night. So don't miss our SSN Nation Friday night live streams. Don't miss that. We had some great stories the other night. In fact, I'm going to show this again that you missed. So I'm just going to give you a teaser. Where's my zing at? Oh, man, I thought I had the zing. I guess I don't. I don't have it here anymore. The postcard that I showed was the story about the being a VIP within the casino system. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. I used to be a VIP rolling into the casinos. It was very, very fun. And you can only imagine, I'm not an old guy at the time. I was only like 23, 24, 25, somewhere in there. So being a young guy, being able to just call up or show up and get your suite that you want, get your food, restaurants, even on one occasion, I'll tell another story another day on a Friday, but on one occasion when I had my girlfriend with me and I came up just for like the day and then they found out I was there. I didn't even go down to VIP. It's just that when I came and the pit boss put my name and information in there, that's when they called down to the VIP. VIP comes up to the tables. Oh, we didn't know you were here. And I was like, yeah, that's because I'm leaving. And then, I was only coming up here for the day. And then they'll just talk me into, hey, we got your suite upstairs. And I'm like, wait, which, you know my suite? They're like, yeah. I said, okay, that one. And I basically the suite I have is not the full-blown sunken tubby suite. I like this little suite in Reno at this time that had like, it was probably about 1,000, no, not 1,000. Yeah, probably 1,000 square feet. And it had like like a Miami Vice-y type of vibe where the couches were like in U's and L's and different shapes. And it was just open floor plan, tall ceilings, jacuzzis, robes and slippers, and everything was there. And I just like where it was located in the building. No sounds, but I could see all the lights on buildings if I opened the windows and all that. So I'm sitting in there and I'm like, man, I don't know if I want to stay. I don't, because, we didn't bring any clothes or nothing really. And so I called downstairs to VIP and I said, hey, we didn't bring any clothes up. And so, and my girl, she can't be wearing the same stuff overnight. And so I'm going to have to go to the store or I can just go back to SAC. And so I was like, I don't even know if I want to stay. They quickly, Nick said that. They quickly said, no, what are you saying? Don't worry. Just overnight. And in the morning, have your girl come down to VIP. We'll have somebody take her around to go pick out some clothes, and then we'll bring her back. I was like, are you serious right now? They're like, yeah. They're like, it's on us. So she can pick out a few pieces of clothes, and we'll bring her back. And then all I said was, just bring me a t-shirt and some jeans then. I mean, I'm like, just bring me a couple pairs of t-shirts and a couple jeans. We'll be good. 34, 32. We good. So that's how it goes down. That's one of the stories, but I'll tell you that it goes further. So that's all I'm going to tell you. You got to come back Friday nights, 9:10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Friday nights instead of 8:50 on Monday and Wednesday. 8:50 p.m. on Monday and Wednesday nights. All right, let's see what else we got. I don't see anybody in the chat room. You know what this usually means? This usually means there's a stall. That usually means, I found out EV Muck, sometimes it doesn't translate. And so even though people are leaving messages, I can't see them. So let me see. Let me make sure what's happening here. Make sure that somebody, the guys aren't leaving messages. Okay, here we are. So let me see here. I've left my face on the last 3 live streams. That's pretty funny. I didn't do the normal live stream thumbnail. I can't even get into this. This is crazy. Okay. Well, maybe other people are having this same effect. I can't get on the I can't watch the live stream. Wow, it's always something, ladies and gentlemen, isn't it? Always something on YouTube. Always something. Wow. Yeah, I can't even go see it. Very, very interesting. That's funny. That is real funny. Here we go. We're back. Yeah, there's no messages here. So I want to thank everybody for that, but no messages. So we're here. All right. Now, let's keep moving, shall we? Let's get into this situation. It's Money Making Monday, so we do have to talk about the stock market. We do have to talk about certain things. You do need dividend investing, and therefore I want to give a shout out to Mr. Dividend, Brian P. He sent me a donation at Cash App. I want to say thank you so much, even though you're not here tonight. Hopefully you'll see this video, and then I'll say it again on Wednesday night. But thank you so much for the donation. I greatly appreciate it. If anybody else, we are demonetized now. They show no love for us over here. It's on YouTube or hardly anywhere else, like I've been saying. So therefore, since we're demonetized, we don't have memberships going anymore. So therefore, he was kind enough to send a donation on Cash App. And you know on Cash App what it is. It's the $ Stop Struggling Now. Of course, right? So if you want to help out and show some love, please do that. The other thing is to also pay attention to the stock market investing chaos and being able to position yourself so you can have assets outside of the United States. I highly suggest you join us May 13th, 14th, and 15th in Dominican Republic. We will be doing the SSN Lifestyle Punta Cana Investors Forum. And we see lawyers the very first day. So get over to the DR. It does cost you to join us. It's not $5,000 like all the rest. It's $199. I don't want to charge you guys, but I just think it's worth my time, energy, effort, and setting it up and things like that. So I just give a minimal charge, $199, and you're going to have to get your airfare and hotel. Or don't get a hotel. Stay in Los Corrales, El Cordecito areas, particularly Los Corrales, where or near La Bruja. Chapadora. Okay, stay by La Bruja in that area in Los Corrales. Whether you want to stay by the beach, whether you want to stay by a hotel, whatever the case may be. If you want to stay at the hotel, that's fine. But stay in that section so you can actually walk, because we always do pickup in Los Corrales. All right, that's how we get going to wherever we need to go. And first day, lawyers. You need to talk with lawyers. So if you have any questions about anything, You ask. There is no time. There's no question that will not go unanswered. And that is worth who knows how much. And oh, by the way, our man, Johan Confidante. Okay, first of all, I pronounce his last name Confidante, but that's not exactly how you spell it. I just like the Confidante. I like it, that ring to it. But Johan is going to have a live stream that he wants people to register for. I believe it's going to be February 6th. I do not have the registration information, but I will have it on Wednesday night. So do not miss Wednesday night at 8:50 p.m. for the Wealthy Wednesday night live stream, because at that time, I'm going to give you his information so you can contact him. Let him know you're from SSN Nation. All right, let him know. I'll have a promo for it. I'll give you guys some love on Wednesday. Well, actually, yeah, Wednesday is the 5th. So, yeah, the 6th is when he's going to have it. So that'll be plenty of time. And I'll probably post up something on our social media platforms as well. But we will be in his office as well. All right, just so you guys know, we'll be at his office. And we'll be in another lawyer's office as well. So you can ask questions. One lawyer may look and do things a little bit differently than another. So you should always have a backup, a second person, a number one team. And those two are the team of the century. They're well known on the island. Everybody deals with them. And so there you go. That's why we go with number one, ladies and gentlemen. That's how we do it. Now, the second day, we go around and check out some properties. Why? No credit check, no qualifying, no barriers to entry. And you can buy, for instance, a 1-bedroom unit across the street from a man-made beach inside Vista Cana for $139,000. And Lake Beach view. And across the street where that Lake Beach is going to be Vista Cana Clubhouse, which is a Vista Cana Beach Club. And that means there's going to be a pool there, restaurants there, bar there, and lounge areas, and fitness aerobic room, and a kiddie pool. That's what they did at the first one, but there's probably going to be more at the second one. Why? Because it's twice as big as the first one. They even have a music sound stage at the first one. All those things I just mentioned is at the first one. So you know if it's twice as big, what's going to be at the next one. So therefore, beach view. It's a lake. It's a man-made lake, but the beach is there, right? Salt water. That's Seven Palms. If you want to get in touch with me, hit me up. support@stopstrugglingnow.com. support@stopstrugglingnow.com. Or go to Instagram. Stop Struggling Now. Hit me up in the message, but you got to follow. Send me a message. Say, I want to know about Seven Palms and that 1-bedroom for $139K that has water view. But if you say 139 is too much for a 1-bedroom, then how about 125? But you're not going to be at the beach. You'll be somewhere else that I would probably hang out. Seven Palms Elite. That's not across the street from the man-made beach. This is in its own little cove area, but elite. So it's a little more upscale. And yes, there's a pool. Yes, there's a pickleball tennis court. Yes, there's cabanas and all this. But it's a small, nice, little, elegant type of property. And walking distance to the golf course, 9-hole golf course, and walking distance to the sports complex with tennis courts, pickleball courts, swimming pool, and sports bar and deli, and skate park, and rock climbing, and baseball fields, and soccer field, and mini soccer field. I mean, it's going to be off the charts inside Vista Cana. That's just one project that more than likely we'll be checking out, but that's not the only one. There's other things around that some people might like villas, some people might like townhomes, some people might say, hey, why don't we go out to Macau? You just never know what's going to happen. It all goes with the flow on that day. Then banking. You got to have offshore banking, whether you're buying property or not. You need offshore banking set up, ladies and gentlemen. Just like a business, you are the CEO of your life, so act like it. You're going to have to act like it more than ever right now. All right? If you're a very wealthy person or not a wealthy person, this administration is for the rich people, the wealthy people, the people that are buying assets. But there comes a price tag. That means you're going to leave a lot of people behind. So now you're going to have more have-nots. And that's going to put a stress and strain on our system. So therefore, you need to be outside of our system just in case the strain gets too much. So put yourself in position by opening up a bank account. But first of all, they're in the 1970s for their banking. And it's Spanish. So therefore, it takes 5, 6, 7 hours just to fill out paperwork and do everything and sit at the bank damn near all day. We don't want that for you. We want you to be pre-approved before you go. That way you're only going to be at the bank 1 hour to 2 hours. I know, what a daunting thought, right? But at least you're already pre-approved. You've already sent in your bank statements. You're already sent in your passport. You've already sent in information that they need. So then that way when you show up, you're just going to sign papers like it's 1980. Physical, sign, all paperwork. That's why it takes so long. Then they got to get approval, but you'll already be approved. But normally, if you are not already pre-approved, then you sign all the paperwork, takes you 2, 3, 4 hours. Then you got to go get approved. Then you come back and sign some more papers. And then they give you an account number. Then in the case of, what's the bank? Banco, Lopez Haro, they took 2 hours for me to sign paperwork because I wanted to see what would happen when you're not approved. 2.5 to 3 hours to sign paperwork. Then I come back a month later. I thought I was done. They said, oh no, you got to sign some more paperwork. So I signed some more paperwork. I say, okay, so do I get my ATM card now? No, sir, I'm sorry. It comes in 30 days. Well, it came in like 3 months. It was crazy. So it's one of the best banks. When people saw my card, all of a sudden they go, oh, you bank at one of the better places. I was like, man, I don't know what the difference is between this bank, Scotia Bank, Banco Popular, or anything else. It just so happened to be at Vista Cana, and so I just went to go sign up. They're like, oh, no, that's one of the best banks. I'm like, no, not for me. It's not the best bank. These guys are like in 1975 era. But nonetheless, this is what you need to do, ladies and gentlemen. So that's what we go over while we're there, and then some. And then, of course, the traditional Wednesday night live stream where members take over. You guys get to tell people what's been happening for the last 2 days while we're there. And there's where the rub is. Some of people are camera shy. They don't want to show up, but that's okay. We do have people that do, but make sure you know what's going on. So hopefully you go stopstrugglingnow.com or ssnlifestyle.com and go register today. For the first 5 people, it's $199.99. After that, it's $249.99. So if you want to save $50, you better sign up now. The sooner, the better for that price. And then later, you never know what happens, because once we get to 5, the next person is going to be paying $249. Smash the like button and make sure you tell everybody else too as well. Now, with that said, it doesn't have to be Punta Cana, Dominican Republic. It could be some other location that you're interested in. It could be in Central America, South America, Asian market. Like a lot of people talk about the Philippines. A lot of people talk about Thailand, Bangkok. A lot of people talk about a lot of locations. Dubai, Spain. We have people here, Mr. and Mrs. Cool, talking about doing some investment in Spain. In fact, I'm pretty sure they will. So that's pretty awesome. We have a lot of people here, ladies and gentlemen, that do the damn thing. Not everybody's sitting around here doing nothing. You have to be proactive. You can't sit by while the cost of living increases. You're going to have to get extra sources of revenue. 70 to 78% of the population is living paycheck to paycheck. Therefore, it's only about to get higher. That's all I can tell you. You got 1 year and 11 months to get the assets that you're going to need for the rest of your life. Unless you're already very wealthy, then you won't, because you'll have the money to deal with whatever happens later. But so many people are living paycheck to paycheck. That's why I started this channel 5.5 years ago, because of this. Just so you guys know, because there is so much misinformation and doing a lot of crazy stuff on here. But you just have to stay with the staples, ladies and gentlemen. If the billionaires are with the stock market, that's where you should be. It's simple as that. If the millionaires and billionaires are investing in anything, that's where you need to pay attention to invest in as well. So just saying. So that's why AI is something, because a lot of very wealthy people are dealing with AI. So since we're here, let's go talk about something else, shall we? Let me go see if I can get a CNBC. I can't find it anymore. the street. Hit that by accident. Okay. Yeah, Pelletier. Shares 22% after company posts strong earnings and outlook. So that's what I was referring to at the beginning. Will Bitcoin reach 1 million milestone right now? Who knows? MSTR, which is MicroStrategy. MSTY, which is on YieldMax ETFs. You have to hit the rewind, I know. But that's why we always tell you have a pen, pad, and paper so you will be ready. That's how it works. Now, we're talking about plus $12 today for MSTR. No surprise there. We have a lot of things going on. So I'm going to be short. I'm going to be sweet this evening because we have a lot of things to do. But Vanguard announces fee cuts for nearly 100 funds. They used to be one of the least expensive with fees. This is great to hear. 100 funds they're cutting, including ETFs with billions of dollars in assets. That's a good thing for everybody. Vanguard Group, ETFs, we love them. VOO. Oh, hold on. Let me start over. Get your pen, pad, and papers like I always say. We'll start 3, 2, 1, go. VOO. V as in Victor. O as in Oscar. O as in Oscar. VOOG. George. VOOG as in George. VTI. V as in Victor. T as in Tom. I. How about that? That's not good enough? VCR? Is that good enough? VGT? Is that good enough? VTSAX? I know, slow down, right? Those are Vanguard groups, ladies and gentlemen. Go check out what they've been doing the last 3-4 years. That's not saying that's what's going to happen in the future, but they have billions under contract, if not trillions out of all their funds. And they have the pulse and involved, and they're usually, if they're not majority shareholders, they're usually in the top 5 for anything that they are heavily behind. They're in the top 5 shareholders. And that's a lot of the big boy companies, the Apples, the Microsofts, and all that. So this is what these guys do. So they're very good funds. And so I just gave you a few, but like they said here, you guys don't see on the screen, nearly 100 funds for Vanguard. I just gave you like 4 or 5. So you guys can go do your own research. Make sure you go study. Make sure it may work for you, may not work for you. Maybe you want dividend stocks. Well, that's a whole nother ball game. Dividend stocks in this volatile environment, you're going to have to figure out which stocks is going to give you dividends that has an upside. And do you want a dividend that only gives you 4%? No, because you can have treasury bonds for 4%, 4.5%. So why would you get a stock that only gives you 3 to 4 or 5%? Makes 0 sense. You're going to look for a dividend stock that's relatively stable that could give you like 7, 8, 9, 10% or more. That's what you want. So where do you go from here? Well, I like, now not saying everybody should do this, but I like real estate investment trusts. If the economy goes bad, people are going to get laid off. People are going to lose their apartments, right? So they're not going to want to pay. So there is an inherent risk in this situation. But if the economy somehow goes on a spur, a hot streak, real estate investment trust is the way to go because some of these stocks are giving 14, 13, 15, 16% rate of return annually at the purchase price today, like ARR, like ORC, like P as in Paul, S as in Sam, E as in Eric, C as in Charles, just to name a few, AGNC. All right. Something I haven't mentioned. NLY. N as in Nancy. LY. Check that out. Right. SVC, but be very careful. SVC. So some of these highly, when you start getting over double digits, like 12, 13, 14, 15%, that has to be high risk, high reward for me. Like we used to talk about IEP, which is a Carl Icahn group. And for whatever reason, it's dropping like a rock, the stock price. So even though they can give you a 25 or 23% dividend, their stock price keeps going down. Therefore, it's a high risk, high reward scenario. So once again, just giving you a few stock symbols that you can go check out, ladies and gentlemen. One other, MF, MFA. I think it's MFA. You know what? I'm gonna have to Google this one. I think it's MFA, right? Yeah, that's it. I'm pretty sure it is. MFA. Let's go see if MFA is the one. Yes, dividend yield, 13.47%. That's what it is. Also, while I'm here, IVR. Hold on, let me go see what IVR is. Hey, and by the way, since I'm giving all these are just recommendations, but do your own due diligence. IVR, high risk, high rewards, 19.18%. But again, high risk, high rewards. That's damn near 19%. That's 1% short of 20%. That's high risk, high rewards. Just saying. All right? I'm just saying. So go check that out. And I've mentioned a few that I haven't talked about in a while. So maybe you guys will go check that out. You had your pen, pad, and papers ready. And so once again, we started a little bit something new. You guys see the colors roaming around. If you haven't been here in a while, like Byzantine Red, I don't think. And I have the little flashing going off over here. But once again, the books are in the background. Star Cruiser Falcon 1, Star Cruiser Falcon 2. My brother that has passed away at the young age of 58 years old, he wrote these books. And so I have to show some love in his honor for the next week. He would never come on the live streams and promote his book. He would never go out. He was like an introvert. He would never go around and do anything and promote it. It would just sit on Amazon or whatever other outlets there are that sells books, Barnes and Nobles and things like that. But he would never go out there and promote it. And I try to get him to come on here and talk about it because it's sci-fi and things like that. But he never wanted to do it. So it is what it is. But now, there you go. Family matters. So you can get it online, search online, Star Cruiser Falcon 1, Star Cruiser Falcon 2. Star Cruiser Falcon 2 has a title, Degeneration. And if you can't find it, let me know. I have books that I can sell you myself that can go towards the estate because, of course, there's going to be a probate scenario because of all things. Talk about getting wills done, which I never did. I talked about getting a trust done. So then this way you can transfer everything. But no, he did what my mother did. No, my dad finally listened to me and got his trust situation in order. But my brother and my mom, nope, never would listen about getting the trust. So now my brother does not have a will. So it goes by whatever the state says. So anyhow, and since he had no siblings and no wife, it goes to our surviving parent. So that's pretty wild, right? But that's the way it goes. So they're still going to have to go to probate, though. So we'll see what happens. All right. Let's see what else we got to talk about tonight because I'm going to make this short and sweet, ladies and gentlemen. I'm only going to be here an hour. So who's going to be in the chat room with us tonight? Let's go. Now, who do you guys have for the Super Bowl? Chiefs or Eagles? Chiefs and Eagles, round 2. The Chiefs have not looked invincible. So therefore, I think the Eagles have a chance. And I always like to vote and root for the underdogs. So I'm going to go for the Eagles myself. I'm not saying I think they're going to win. I just want them to win because they have been grinding it out. The only problem is in their offensive strategies, I don't know if they can put up enough points, but they do have a great offensive line. They have a great defense too. So it's going to be very interesting. It could be like the last one. I see it playing out close to that, but maybe this time the Eagles can pull it off. And they have an outstanding running back that they didn't have before. So that could matter. So we're going to find out this weekend coming up. So make sure you get your gear ready. So we'll be talking about it. Are you guys going to be putting some bets on the table? Because if there are, I wouldn't even know who to bet for, quite frankly. I swear, I would not know who to put my money behind. All right. Well, we're in here 1 hour into the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. What about Bitcoin? What do you guys think about Bitcoin? What do you think is going to happen? What about gold, silver, and precious metals? Do you think you should get a little bit of this? I do. You should get a little bit. No problem. Just a little bit. I'm not a big proponent of it because it basically goes with inflation. You have to beat inflation to stay ahead. So it does help to have a little bit of it on you in case of an emergency. Or if you just get tired of holding it like me when we had $13, $14 that I bought like 5 years ago now for silver per ounce. And all it did was go to about 27, 28. In fact, let's go see where it's at right now. 5 years, 1350. Some people would go 26 is 100%. But in 5 years, whatever you purchased, if you would have had in the stock market, you would have doubled your money at least once, possibly twice. So was it really worth keeping level with inflation? Not really. When you had other opportunities out here. That's the only thing that gets people kind of crazy. Let's go look here. Gold. Let's see what we can do with the gold and silver. It's taking a sweet time coming up. In fact, I need to close some things out. I was doing some other things while we were online. This is very interesting what I found here. No wonder. Okay. All right. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, we're being hunted down. What the heck? This is not stopping. All right. So I'm not going to stay on too long tonight. I don't have too many people making any comments in the chat room. So we'll allow it to play out as it will. But again, go show some love at Beachfront Java for our own Professor Auntie Val and family. If you like coffee, if you like tea, it's premium blends. Go over there and look. Use the promo code SSN Lifestyle, all caps, after your first order. Use it at your first order, but after your first order, you get a discount for life. All right? Now, if nobody wants to chime in, have anything else to say, then I will sign off early today. I've had a long weekend with family, with friends. It's very emotional because we're all doing the celebration of life of my brother passing. So, you have a lot of emotion going on. You have a lot of family and friends that's coming by over the last 24 to 48 hours and trying to get preparations done in case people wanted to stay at the house, things like that. So it was pretty daunting. So I will take tonight, an early exit for tonight, and hopefully you guys will be back on Wednesday with me at 8:50 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we'll be talking about what else? How to make financial improvements in your life. And hopefully we have helped quite a few people, and with this will continue. So just make sure you check out the latest live, not the latest live stream, but the latest video, which was Dominican Republic Weekly. There was some drownings in the Dominican Republic. People didn't heed the red flags, which means stay out of the water high. It actually means currents, heavy currents, which could sweep you away and things like that. So basically, you probably shouldn't be in the water when you see red flags. And especially if you saw double red flags. That is definitely a no-go. You're not even supposed to be in the water with 2 red flags showing. So there are markers, and these tourists ignored the markers, went out in the heavy currents, and 5 people drowned. Amazing, quite frankly. And this is high season in the DR, I believe. Hopefully the airfare tickets are lower. Hopefully everything's going according to plan, because they need to get an extra 1 million people on the island this year in order to keep their tourism industry growing and the businesses growing. But who knows what's going to happen if airfare prices do continue to rise and food prices on the island continues to rise. Then that's not a recipe for a great tourist destination, and it limits who's going to actually show up. So again, we have people in place. We have over 50 people who have purchased property in the Dominican Republic. So this is why I will always do the Dominican Republic weekly. I really don't have that many projects to discuss because I'm only trusting like one project, which is Seven Palms right now, because at least they're about a year and a half out from having to finish their project, and at least they're doing something. Most places get to their 2.5 to 3 years line that they say they're going to be finished, and then they just start. So then it ends up taking like 5 years, 6 years, 7 years. So we'll see how these guys are, but at least they're a year ahead before they have to deliver their first phase. They're a year and a half ahead, actually, almost 2 years, because I give people their delivery dates of May plus 6 months. So that is 1 year and 6 months. And they've already started digging. They've already started doing some things. They haven't started the foundation yet, but still, that's a year and 6 months to build 4 floors. So that's a little more reasonable. Twice. So basically 8 floors, but it's in a small area, same area. So they have the crew in the same area. So, I think they can do it in a year and a half. And also, they're one of the few, well, the only one I know that delivers within their delivery date times. So we'll see if these apartments end up doing the same thing, but it would be awfully nice if they did. We have a few buyers here in the SSN Nation that purchased at Seven Palms Beach Adventure with lake views. Great choice. Inside Vistacana. All right. So if there's nobody else that has anything to say, I'm going to end this live stream early. And I thank everybody who is going to watch this in the future. I love you guys very much. I appreciate your support, but make sure you smash the like buttons. And if you like what I've been talking about, please subscribe to the channel. Click the all notification bell. Why? Because you need to click the all notification bell. We have 15,000 subscribers and only 2,000 subscribers receive notifications. Not 8,000, not 9, not 10, not 12, 2,000 to 2,500. That's it. Just saying. And so you guys know. And with all that said, once again, it's rough out here. You know it's rough. A lot of people are going cuckoo, crazy, because men and women are being put in positions of having to resign on the job, like the Clown Prince has done to federal employees, sending people a letter saying, hey, I'm going to put new people in. You're going to have to ransom note. You need to leave before I fire you. Threats. It's pretty wild. So you never know what's going to happen, especially if you're a federal employee right now. And even for a regular job, you don't know if there's tariffs that causes your business not to be able to sell to other countries, and therefore you lose revenue and you have to lay people off. That's what's going to happen. It's already tough enough to be in business. You don't need anybody putting monkey wrenches into things. 9 out of 10 businesses fail year one. Out of the businesses that succeed, 9 out of 10 for the second year fail. It just keeps going. It's not like you're safe. Mom and pop businesses are never safe. You don't get to sell shares of stock. You don't get subsidized. So you pretty much are almost on your own. Sure, there might be state grants or federal grants or something, but you're not getting those every year. That's a big difference from being in the Billionaire Boys Club. Millionaire Boys Club, where you are able to get subsidies, tax cut, tax breaks, and other factors that come into play. So just make sure you understand. A lot of people are going to be under stress and duress, and people may not be acting rationally, but you're going to have to think rationally if you can, in case something happens. So just be safe out here, all right, ladies and gentlemen? And with all that said, keep your head up, keep moving, and I'm out.